So I'm in luck with this ruler, because this ruler is actually 4 centimetres wide, which is 1.5 inches. So I will do the measurements, because as you saw, these ones are 1.5 inches wide and this bigger one is 2 inches. But I'll put all the measurements below, because I even tried a 3-inch wide version and they're super pretty in all the sizes. So I'll put all the sizes in the description below in case you miss anything when I'm talking, because I know I go a little bit fast when it goes to measurements sometimes. So as you said, this is a 1.5 inch ruler, and so I can keep my line straight, this is the top of some pretty shimmering material that matches that teal colour that we just saw, and the blues. And I have an air erasable marker. So basically what happens is I originally drew around here, and you can already see where the purple was. It's already started fading, and that normally happens within 2 hours or a day, depending on the materials. If you want to check, you can always do a little dot on the back of your material and leave it for 24 hours and see if it fades. Okay, so what we're going to do is in the 1.5, I'm going to do 4 inches and 3.5 inches, which is 7.5 inches. So we're going to do this all one straight line. There we go. And 7.5 is there. We want to do 4 there because it's 4 inches and 3.5 inches for a 1.5 version. Make sure it's nice and straight. We don't want wonky rectangles. There we go. Like I said, that's how simple it is, just 2 rectangles. And then just cut this all the way. Along. Cut your line. And then cut your line. And then, like I said, you'll be left with 2 pieces. One 4 inches and one 3.5. You could do 3 if you wanted to, depends on how much of a gap you like. I like this it's about 0.5 centimetre difference. I think it's just the perfect amount, but like I said, play around, adjust it if you want. You could do the 4 and the 3 inch instead. So like I said, feel free to see what works best for you. I'm just going to fold these in half and make sure that they're pretty well lined up. The better you are at cutting straight lines and things like that, the prettier these tend to look. They're pretty good for me, so I'm not going to adjust them anymore, because the more I tend to cut them, the more damage I tend to do to my materials. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take our air marker again. I'm going to fold each one in half. I'm just going to do a little mark there to say that that's the centre, and again fold in half. Little mark to say that this is the centre, and we're going to do a line straight up, and this will help us keep everything nice and even. And you'll see here 0.5 centimetre that side, 0.5 centimetre that side. And the other thing we're going to do is we need to go up this one, because we're going to layer this one like this. We're going to go 1.5 centimetres up, which is there. So we're going to put a mark just there so we know that's how high we need our glue to go. And if you were doing the 2 inch wide version, so if these were 2 inch wide, you'd do 2 centimetres. If they're 3, you go 3 centimetres up, and that will just help your creases, your pinch crease, look nice when you do them. I'm just going to put a layer of glue just here. You don't need a lot. do a nice thin spread. Line up your middle, and I like to press this so it's nice and flat and the glue doesn't get lumpy underneath. So there you go, so that's what you get. And this is what it looks like at the front. And what we need to do now, and the other thing I have, is I did have some thread ready. We need some thread for this. So this is Gutermann's Extra Strength polyester thread. And I'm going to get this ready, so once I've got my pinch I can wrap this ready to go. So I double this to make sure it's nice and strong and isn't going to snap. Like so. Put that there, so that's ready to go. And like I said, you want to fold it upwards in half like this so your edges meet, and you want to keep finger on the centre, so where that is the middle. And then we bring this back and pinch against your thumb to that crease there and hold that, and then we'll go down. And again, use your centre guide to pinch against there. Okay, this is what you'll get, a nice pinch there. Then we take our thread, hold our pinch nice and tight so it doesn't move. Pull that round. Get it centred on our line and wrap that really tight round a good couple of times, and as you can see you get a really nice butterfly like effect. There we go. And then use that bit that we left there, the tail, and tie it nice and tight. Now you do need upholstery thread or extra strength double thread, not cheap cotton, because you wouldn't be able to tie it this way with cotton, it would have already snapped off, and your bow does potentially have the possibility of snapping back open, especially if you're using sort of these certain leathers that don't glue well together. Cut off that extra, and there you go, got your lovely butterfly shape. That's how easy it is. It's got a clip, a little bit of glue, pop that on the back there, and then I've got a little piece of the same material, and this is, I think it's about 9mm, 10mm, so just under a centimetre, and it is 5 centimetres long, just so it wraps around without being too big. We want to do glue just there. As I said, not a complicated one at all. Wrap round, nice and tight. We don't quite need that much, but I always like to have a little bit extra. Cut that little bit over. Dot of glue just here. Open our clip. And there we go.